The Lord is aware of your what your works, husband's works, and aware of your husband's works, and pass on this message from the Lord to him. This is because there's a message for this person. So, and I say also, the Lord have said this about your husband. His work in the renegotiations of agreements, justice reforms, prison reforms, correctional facilities reforms, prisoners' education, education reforms, juvenile reformatory reforms, race and conflict resolution, and so on, was noted by the Lord Jehovah as noble and will be immensely rewarded. Obedience to God is better than sacrifice. The Lord asked me to tell him not to worry about the obstacles he has been facing regarding these reforms. God is giving those blocking his efforts in these areas time to change their ways and work cooperatively with him, after which he will punish and remove all the oppositions from him so that he can complete work in those areas. These areas are very vital to the nation and to the American people. There is something important your husband should tackle right away, which will undermine multiple areas of his work. If not resolved, many companies like Intelus and others abuse the public reporting system by taking court records and broadcasting it on internet without updating them as the courts update their database. Even after a case is dismissed or discharged, they keep the false original charge data online, misrepresent the data from the court system with incomplete information, and extort money from the American people before taking it down. If you do not pay, they will not take it off. It is a blackmail to the forgotten men and women of this country. It hurts the deplorables of America. This is a scam which undermines his work and should be stopped. Of course, we know they took actions now. Of course, we know what happened as the Lord spoke in this prophecy, that the Lord also removed those that were obstructing him. And I don't want to start to call their names, but I know at the end of the day, eventually, those people were removed out of place in order for all those reforms to happen. And it took a lot of work, and the Lord made a way for those things to happen. And of course, we know that those companies know that are holding black people, minorities, poor, white trash, as they call them, the Hispanics, those people that are held up, they can't hold no job. It's spawned a big change. Even here in Maryland, there are questions you don't ask people. There is a way now in almost in every state when if you already done your time, then it doesn't hold you off from getting certain the job at all. Before, you won't even get any job. So depending on the kind of things that you did, and will affect you, but the justice reform actually helped to facilitate that. But this message is coming from a black man to a Trump administration. Of course, people say he doesn't believe in God, so why would he even listen to any of these things and decide to do that? Because these are the foundation of those policies. Okay, I'll continue. Employers, landlords, government, business regarding the same records, criminal records, and stuff like that. Employers, landlords, governments, business, and people use these false and incomplete data to make decisions that deny American people their rightful benefits, privileges, rights, and opportunities. This is a disadvantage to all Americans, and mostly minorities in particular. The reform should forbid any profiteering or grabbing of data from government database or websites and profiting off it. The reform should make it a strict liability for anyone who is harmed by such exploitation, or who uses such exploitation to harm someone. Such websites should provide their physical address for court services, etc., to be sued, because every courthouse has an address and their physical address is known to the public. Internet service providers like Amazon, etc., etc. Secret hosting services that blocks website owners' address as a private registration is aiding and abetting and this one is not there. I just added it, I explained it. So it's a way that some people that allow these things to happen, they keep it secret and private, why they are blackmailing people by reporting false data. That, for example, as an employer, if I do a query and search and I say, oh, the guy is a killer, but meanwhile, when they went to trial, they will say, oh no, that wasn't him. They found that it was the wrong guy and was discharged, but they still sell it as if the person is a murderer. Oh, the guy is a rapist. And then maybe they found out that it was a consensual sex in trial, and then the guy was acquitted, but it will still be as a criminal record. And rather than correct the data based on the current decision of the court, they kept it as if the guy is a criminal. So if you, whether you're a landlord or etc., you see those things online, and then you say, oh, or background checks, and you say the guy is a, or the woman is a criminal, and that's an eternal harm. And of course, we know that also he did, because some people say he's not done a lot of things for the black people, but we can see. Now, this also was in 2018 that this message went to him, October 23rd. Remember, I'm only saying the things that is done. Some of these things are 10, 15, like this one is 14 pages. I'm only reading the ones that is in the public domain that is already there, to see, just only to show a lot of things that he has all done. And by the time we finish this series on repentance, forgiveness, and restitution, and I will no longer be trying to explain myself, and to people that may have a different opinion or reservation about my ministry and the decisions that I make, because I'm answerable to God and not man, and to most extent, and I'm only answerable to man to the area where the man has dominion or control, like at work, if I say supervisor, my boss at work, or someone in government, because of the positions they occupy, to that extent. So, but anyway, so I'm sharing some of these things with you so that you can also see. Now,